All right, folks, it's post 2022. We're into 2023. We're going to dig deep into credit card debt, the biggest financial trap that's out there today. And listen, at the end of the day, you got to watch those dopamine hits every time you pull out that credit card and start spending money on something, unless you know you can pay it off at the end of that month or within that 30-day period. Because if you can't, what's going to happen is it's going to start going higher and higher. And then all of a sudden, as your interest rates go higher, guess what? The stock market's a little shaky right now. Your accounts could be down, your savings is down, and now the credit card trap is in full effect and you're running east looking for a sunset. So check this out. If we look at exactly how credit cards work, we got to go back to the banking system. How does a bank work? Well, a bank is not just bricks and mortar. A bank is an institution that loans you money, whether it's for car loans, whether it's for mortgages, student loans and credit cards. And they charge anywhere between 15, 20, 25%, 27% interest. They may give you the fake confusion of 0% interest so you move stuff around, but at the end of the day, they're going to come and get you, right? Just like, there's a rap song by BDP, Love's Going to Get You. Well, that's what the credit card is going to get you if you're not careful. So it's always important to understand, okay, what does our budgeting look like? What does our income, money in, money out look like? Where are we spending money? How many times are we going out to dinner every single month? What is our, what's our grocery bill? I know inflation hit us. I know recession hit us. Gas went up and the cost of food went up. And usually the credit card comes out because of that. We get into Christmas. And I'm talking about the folks that are 9 to 5 right now that have a certain amount of money each month. But at the end of the day, if you're 9 to 5 and if you can't pull back on some of that spending, don't live comfortable in the credit card zone. So when you check out the searches, and the reason why we're talking about credit card debt is because a lot of you folks want to know how to get out of it, right? Or maybe get it forgiven. I'm not here to tell you how to get your credit card debt forgiven, but maybe I'm here to tell you how to create a system and a debt reduction plan on a monthly basis based on cash flow analysis. And guess what? If you have to go work and do some Uber at night, you may have to do that. If you want to create a home business, you may want to do that from 6 to 10 o'clock at night. Each person out here has their own unique quality. You got to figure out what your purpose is to help make the world a better place. It might sound corny, but once you get into that why, and if it makes you cry, what's going to happen is you're going to start sending out messages to the real world and be able to kind of galvanize some kind of energy. But don't forget, credit card debt is poison. And at the end of the day, unless it's going to be used strategically, it could have you in a lot of trouble. So folks, when you take a look at credit card debt and then credit card mindset, because it's almost like, it just becomes too easy because you pull the card out. But just take a look at the history, the most recent history of the credit card debt. I go back to 2008 when, right after the crisis, it was at $870 billion, right? Goes up, it goes down, it goes up, it goes down. But fast forward to most recently in December of 2022, it's at $930 billion. So think of that math. Now, it's gone up and we've printed about $10 trillion or at least $10 billion. I'm not sure. We printed a lot of money between 2008 and today, not only to help us with COVID, but also the Great Recession of 2008 and 9. So if we know that there's money being printed, we know that our assets are shrinking, we know that interest rates currently are going higher and higher. They're still low historically, but for all you folks that are 30 and under, maybe 35 and under, you're stepping into a territory that you're not familiar with right now, right? This is all new to you. Reminds me a lot of the internet stocks of 2000, because what happened is the guy that was cutting my hair, his recommendations were better than my own recommendations, no different than if people were on TikTok and they were dealing with these cryptocurrencies and these Bitcoins and all this other, what I like to call Kryptonites, people that you don't want to let in your house because they're going to rob your jewelry, that were giving you recommendations on your money. I can't find them. I don't even know where they are. Like, there was like 5 Kryptonites in my world. I have no idea where they went, and they're not far away, but they're not here. Like, they're hiding somewhere, right? They stole your money. They gave you bad advice, right? So if you think about what's happening right now, markets are shaky. I think it ended up down 20% for the year. I know interest rates are going higher. I know taxes are going to play a tax game. And real estate right now, if you watch some videos on some of these YouTube experts, they're telling you how bad real estate is, but you should go buy some. It's really bad, but go buy some. Now, for the person that's educated, for the person that understands the long-term play, for the person that understands that they want to, be able to kind of play in the game of real estate because they know prices go up and down, but they want to get rent roll, I get it. Do it. Understand how you could work that in with a cash value life insurance plan. Very smart. I'm cool with that. That's another conversation. If you want to learn more, go ahead and click the link below, set up a time for one of the folks here at Epic to sit down and talk to you. But let's get back to credit cards, because at the end of the day, right now, America's credit card, let's say America's credit card itself is about a negative $31 trillion deficit. And we're making as a country about 24 trillion. So we're in a whole 7 trillion, and it's getting worse from the year before. So the what I like to call the drunken mindset, I'm not saying alcohol is it, but the drunken mindset of spending right now that goes from generation to generation is completely insane. And unless you're going to step in and have somebody help you out of this, you're going to just kind of keep building, a negative kind of rotation on how to get even worse in debt than you currently are right now. So what you want to do is come up with a game plan and a strategy. You got to get honest with yourself. You got to do a checkup for the neck up. And it's important to know that, hey, how do I reduce my debt? How do I consistently do that? Spend less, get another job, get work overtime, or create a new business, because you could do that. Get off the couch and stop eating potato chips. I'm just telling you right now. And you got to see who your top 5 is. Whoever your top 5 is, check out their record, check out their money. And if it's suboptimal, run away as fast as you can. If you could find the 5, it took me a long time to find my 5, and you have different 5s that come in different spaces at different times. But the 5 that you want to be able to get are 5 that are going to make you level up and challenge you. I have one of my 5, this guy, Pat W., I won't say his last name. He drives me insane every day. However, he's right, and he's good for what the team's trying to do, and he makes the place a better place, right? So you got to get yourself a Pat. You got to get yourself a Sean, a David, a Chris. You got to get yourself a Randy, right? These are folks that are ahead of you on the map, that are closer to the destination, that where you want to go, because they've been there, done that, and they can teach you the game. And at the end of the day, if you look at a credit card, I'm going to give you a pro to a credit card. Ready? If you're going to start a business, right, and you know that, or if you're going to buy a business and there's cash flow ready, and you need a quick 50, 100 grand, use the credit card if there's a strategy. Do not use the credit card if there's not a strategy. So if you could have a strategy behind what you're doing, then you could put yourself in a position to really take advantage of opportunities. One of my partners, Sean Callaghy, he says it all the time. He opened up his law firm on a credit card, $100,000. And then he had 40 attorneys in there within 4 years. He sold it and then went on to do some coaching, came back, bought another law firm. It still exists. It's one of the best law firms here in New Jersey at recovering revenue from insurance companies for doctors. The point is this. He used the credit card to start a business. If you're fiscally responsible, that's okay. I wouldn't suggest it just to anybody. There's a lot of questions that you want to be able to ask yourself to get to that point. But in the end, when it's all said and done, what we want to do and what we stand for is how to create opportunities for you to get more leverage, have more liquidity, and while we're in this economic winter, how to high step through the economic winter, because you have a team around you that can help you not only in your decision making, but help you deploy your capital maybe differently than it is right now, and help you get honest with yourself. If you want to learn more, and if you want to really have an idea of what it looks like to build a team to have the proper mindset, because that comes first, in order to be able to not only get yourself out of debt, but also for the folks that aren't in debt, maybe be able to kind of take a little bit step closer towards financial congruency in a way you've never done it before, click the link below. One of the team members here would love to sit down and talk to you. There's no obligation. It's an open conversation about where you want to be, not only where you are, but where you want to be and how you can get there as efficiently as possible and not be subjected to stop signs, potholes, and dirt roads, but more importantly, be on the highway where you can move a lot more fluidly. And by the way, somebody once said this to me, I forget who it was, but if you stay in your lane, there's no traffic. So stay in your lane because there's no traffic. And I promise you, if you do that, you'll put yourself in a position, I'm not guaranteeing anything, but you'll put yourself in a position to prosper. Anyway, thanks for checking us out. Continue to follow, and we look forward to seeing you at the next one.